Good morning. Welcome to the Fortunate Fortune Teller, where I am extremely fortunate to be back, okay? I took a 1 day hiatus, 1 day, okay, because I thought about it. I said, that's all I need. I said, I'm not going nowhere. I said, where am I going? What break am I taking? What is the reason for my break? I don't need no break. Fuck that. All that was a projection on me. That was somebody projecting onto me, and that hit me, okay? Got me in a little bit, but I cleared that energy. Took me a minute though, so that means that somebody hit me with a serious spell. You seen it firsthand, brother. That was a serious spell somebody hit me with. But like I did, transmuted it again, cleared that energy again and again. That's why they're selling like these crystals and this sage and all that stuff is such good stuff for you, okay? Because it clears out that energy, gets you back your energy. And it takes time to get your energy back. It's like people think, well, you call your energy back, oh, comes right back. Let me tell you something, brother. This energy has been stolen over the years by a lot of different people at a lot of different times. It takes a little bit. It's going to take time to get that energy back, all right? But don't worry. You're there. You're getting there, all right? Don't worry about it. I clearly see it that you're at least 60%, at the least. And now the 40's on its way back. So don't worry about it. Once that happens, then that's when the sky is the limit. So let's see what's going on here. So I have a thought process. I don't know, because you're going to come across people, even no matter how healed you are, you're still going to come across people who aren't healed. They're going to try to take advantage of you. And you have to see through that nonsense, okay? So perhaps it's like, what do you do in that situation? Okay, so just know that maybe you're in a situation. This might be for somebody who's in a situation where they're trying to move on from their twin flame divine counterpart situation. They meet somebody who they think is perhaps maybe a high level soulmate. Very, very have a lot in common, could talk, this and that, but then this person starts displaying red flags, okay? Then you start to understand, okay, now I know what's going on here. So what do you do in this situation? I don't know, all right? Because I don't know if you should just leave or do you help the person? You know what I mean? Like, let them know. I think that you should have a talk with them and say, listen, this is what I see, and, if this is too much for you, then okay. You know what I mean? But if they're willing to hang in there, then that's cool. Then they're okay. But I'm going to look at this because I feel that this is important for somebody, so I'm going to see if the person that you're with right now is about you or not about you, okay? Or if it's just or if it's set up. This could even be somebody pushed them towards you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, this is how crazy this thing has gotten, that somebody may have paid this person to come towards you. Okay, so let's see. Let's take a look at this. See if this person is, a trickster or not. See, what do we got going here, God? Tell me, what should I do? What do we do here? Do we give him a shot? I suppose, right? All right, so it says 4 of Pentacles. So that's, conserve, secure, being frugal, whatever, you know what I mean? It's more or less just, I don't know what that has to do with anything. So let's see what else comes up this. But then we have a 5 of Swords here, though. All right, so that's conflict and, competition, disagreement, winning at all costs. So, I could see that as being conflict. Perhaps maybe you being conservative and, holding back and, not, giving 100% could cause conflict. Perhaps this person wants more from you. I'm not sure. Maybe they're trying to think they're going to get some money out of this. So if there's conflict with you being in the 4 of Pentacles, then that doesn't make sense. So that doesn't sound too good to me to start. So what does that even tell us here, God? 4 of Pentacles, 5 of Swords. So, that's a conflict because you're saving money. You know what I mean? I guess maybe they're trying to they want you down or something, perhaps. Who knows? It says Knight of Cups in reverse. So, there's a moodiness, disappointment, overactive. Imagine there's going to be jealousy here. So, perhaps there may be somebody. This doesn't even have to be this person now, okay? So, let's just see what's going on here. All right, we don't even know where we're at. So, the Knight of Cups here. So, this is somebody who's moody, disappointment, that's in conflict over 4 of Pentacles, you saving money and being conservative. Okay, so this could be this person wants that they want you not to be like that, so then they can control you. So this is and then they're disappointed that you're not, that because then you won't need them. You understand what I'm saying? And that is why you are here as a Queen of Swords, brother. This is why you have boundaries now, because you're seeing what's going on here. You're seeing that perhaps somebody's trying to control you here. All right, so this is what this tells me right now. So this new relationship, perhaps maybe you have to set these boundaries very quickly, that nobody's going to control you, and there's going to be no rewards for bad behavior. And if they don't like it, then the fucking door is right there. All right, and you have to get that as a Queen of Swords in your head, because I know it's tough. Listen, we just went through everything with this divine counterpart bullshit, but we can't allow ourselves to go into another relationship just because it's like, okay, we feel sorry for ourselves. But at the same time, this is not it doesn't even have to be a serious relationship. You have to look at it like that. So no, I would not recommend this ever being a serious relationship, but this is something to keep an eye on. So perhaps, it could be a secret relationship. Who knows? You know what I mean? But this person still is trying to control you, and that is by seemingly, by you having no money. This is pretty much how this, a lot of these people are like that. Like, they get you, these masculine, anybody, they get you an energy where, you could rely on them. They'll buy you stuff, blah, blah, blah. You don't have to work. You don't have to then, get you stuck in there. And then next thing you know, you're stuck. And you're like, oh, man, what the fuck just happened here? And then they're doing whatever they want. You know what I mean? Then you have to answer to them. So that is what I believe is perhaps, maybe that's how that person is, but doesn't mean they're going to stay like that. So remember that. It's not always about that, because Wheel of Fortune reverse, because anybody who does this, tries to control you, tries to do anything like that, is going to come up with a Wheel of Fortune reverse. They're going to get bad karma for that, okay? Because you are not meant to be controlled. You're not meant to be manipulated. And to top it off, you're a high priestess, and you're going to see through this. So it doesn't really make a difference at the end of the day, because whatever happens is going to happen. It's all about learning lessons, okay? You also have to look at, you can't just go, just because you have a thought like that, just because your intuition tells you something, doesn't mean that you just automatically do, like, all right, I'm done, I'm not in this relationship. You know what I mean? Because that's how many relationships could that possibly ruin? So sometimes it's just better to sit back and observe and see the patterns, okay? And then once you see enough, then that's when you have a talk, and you say, all right, this is what I see, and that's just what, if you can't change this, then we can't see each other no matter what, because like I said, brother, Queen of Swords, it's all about boundaries, all right? That just was out. So just understand, this Queen of Swords knows if you are coming up against them and you're trying to play games with them, or trying to make it like it's a joke, thinking that, you're going to control them, that's not going to happen. Just understand. You must understand, okay? And the Queen of Swords says that right to your face, okay? Because they're not scared, the Queen of Swords. They're not scared to, ruffle feathers, okay? They're not scared to look you in the eye and say that cool bullshit. That's why nobody really likes the Queen of Swords too much. The Queen of Swords, people do not care for her. Believe me when I tell you, brother. That's why we have an Ace of Swords in reverse here, okay? Because people want you to be like that. They want you to be confused. They want you to have inner chaos. They want you to feel like you don't know if what you're seeing here is correct or not, okay? It's almost like you're second-guessing yourself now. They want you to second-guess yourself. Question your intuition now. Now, if your intuition is telling you something, most likely it's going to be right, okay? But you still doesn't mean that you could automatically just cut every relationship off just because you get something like that, because people could also project these messages into you. You know what I mean? These things do get crossed at times. So don't make it like that anybody's 100%. Also, somebody could have just made a mistake. Okay? So you always got to give everybody the benefit of the doubt, especially if you felt a connection with the person. Okay? Especially if you feel a connection with them, because you don't feel that way about just anybody. Remember that. When it comes to you feeling a certain way, there's a reason. You don't just go for anybody. Believe me when I tell you. I know you. Believe me, that is the fact, okay? So no matter what happens at the end of the day, justice is here, all right? Justice for you, justice for your counterpart, justice for whoever was involved with this melee of trying to, stop this divine counterpart union, this, this Four of Wands, Two of Cups that people were doing desperately to, stop. Now, the person that you may be around is probably the only person that is close to you now. So that's why you always got to keep in mind that perhaps they have been compromised. Okay, so that always has to be. You can't be paranoid. You can't just every person you meet say, all right, they're this, because then your life's not going to be good. You're not going to have a good life. You're going to be very upset. You're just going to really not enjoy yourself. And we all want to enjoy ourselves here, brother. Okay, because the new world is upon us, bro. So see how we are. The cycles are complete. So we're seeing here that no matter what happens when you come to these people, you're not going to tolerate it. All right. So yes, everybody gets a couple of chances with you. Okay. Everybody will always get a couple of chances with you, because everybody deserves a second, a third, a fourth, a fifth chance. Okay. If you, and like you are, Queen of Swords, High Priestess, you will know if they are genuine or not, okay? Because there are mistakes. You've made mistakes before. So you have to remember that. You can't look at this and say, oh, well, you did this, you're done. No. It's not, we won't operate like that. Because that makes you no better than anybody else, okay? If somebody makes one mistake with you and you get one intuition, one red flag, and then you want to get rid of them, I don't think that's fair. I wouldn't like somebody to do that to me. So you always have to look at everything from everybody else's perspective. And that is why this cycle is completed. And that's why a new world's here, okay? That's why you have an emperor in your energy, okay? Because they know just how intuitive you are with all your, things, and how fair at the end of the day you are, okay? You are a spiritual judge of sorts, okay? You are very fair. You don't abuse your powers. You're willing to listen. You're willing to see people's perspectives as to why, okay, even on negative things, okay, because you have experienced negative things. You have balanced your light with your dark side, so you know what it's like to be in your dark side, and now you know what it's like to be in your light side, okay? So you choose now to be in your light side, okay? It's once you get to experience both of them, now it's a choice, okay? What do I want? What do I want? We choose to be in the light, okay, because we are beings of the light. We are, people of God over here, brother. We are children of God. We are God's favorites, brother. We have the largest arms in the world. So just know that this emperor supports you, brother. Just understand that, okay? Because they see what you're all about. It's very difficult not to see it. The only way people won't see what you're about is if people try to hide you, block you. But listen, how long can you keep a star in a box without it shining through? How long before, there's always going to be a little hole in the box. Something's always going to come. Then people, what is that in there? Then somebody's going to, oh my God, what is this doing in the box? Who put this in the box? And then it's like, you see all these scared demons over there, like, not us. We don't know how that happened. We you know what I mean? So then people's reactions tell you everything. Tell the story, okay? I want you to understand. By instance, telling somebody like, hey, something you did made me, sad and blah, blah, blah. Okay, normally what you should respond to is like, well, what was it? What can I do that, make it happen? What did I... But if you get into that situation where you say that to somebody and then their response to you is like, well, what do you mean? I don't want to talk about this anymore. You know what I mean? It's like, right then and there, it's like, you don't even care, okay? You don't, so we already know. So, but at the end of the day, that doesn't matter, because we have a King of Wands here, so this is a person's a visionary. They see the big picture, okay? They see that you are the one who brings the fun because you are the sun. They all see this, all right? You must understand. So, this King of Wands has always been watching you. They know what you are, okay? They watch you. They like to... They look at you as a enigma of sorts, this King of Wands, they said. They said, they can't figure you out. They said, they can figure everybody out, but they cannot figure you out, okay? They said, you are quite the conundrum, okay? You are quite the puzzle. So, that intrigues this King of Wands, because that is the truth. You're a little different. But that's a good thing, brother, because you never want to be like everyone else. Who wants to be the same as everybody else? Not me, but there are people that do, or that they do. I mean, realistically, because at the end of the day, brother, you're a magician. Okay, you can make anything happen. You could turn nothing into something. You could pull a rabbit out of a hat. Okay, you even have your little trusty wand here, brother, where you do, you catch it at all times. Well, not that time, but most of the time. But just know that you can do a lot of tricks, brother, because you are the trick master. So just understand that you can make things happen no matter what. You can get yourself out of any position. You can get yourself out of any, prison, whether it's self-imposed or physical, because at the end of the day, 10 of Wands, you're not going to be carrying the burden here. You're not getting any extra responsibility because there's no need, okay? Because you're not accepting any of this. You're not accepting any negativity being projected onto you. You're not taking on anyone else's bullshit. You're not taking on anyone else's stuff, because those days are over, because this person knows they're a magician, brother, and they're very desired. A high priestess magician don't fucking gotta bow down to nobody. Believe it. If anybody's going to be bowing down, it's going to be them bowing down to this high priestess magician, okay? And that's going to be a fact, okay? And they just don't want that person to think that way. They want this person to be controlled, have to be, rely on people financially, okay? This is a common masculine trick to, trap the feminines. But you clearly see through this, right? Because to a source, sometimes that could be, bringing difficult decisions, because, then you're going to be weighing your options. You may want to avoid, looking at if that person is really like that, okay? Because sometimes you do come off go with people, and then you're like, oh, you don't want to ruin it right away, because you're like, but it's like you clearly see what's going on. So sometimes you may avoid that. And I feel that maybe we have all done that, look past things, okay? Because we don't want to just get right to this Nine of Swords energy. Nobody wants to, be anxious and depressed. This could cause anyone anxious and depression, you know what I mean? Whether it's you or the other person, it's by calling something out, so many different things can happen, okay? Because it's going to put the other person on the defense, and by them being on the defenses, that's when they start really going to act out. And then, they might try to hurt you after that. I'm not saying physically. They may try to, get back at you because you made them feel vulnerable and make up lies about you. So just understand that is very possible. So Nine of Swords, but most likely it's just going to be this person ending up in this this Nine of Swords, because by acting out on somebody trying to help you just shows that you're not healed and you need help. You know what I mean? You're not for us. So reality wise, we are doing the right thing no matter what. If this person, now, if you say that to them and they don't like to hear it, they just run away from you, okay, see you later, goodbye. Because, listen, we have a King of Swords here, okay? We have somebody who sees everything. We know who has got our back, okay? This is a very, very honest person, very truthful individual, brother, okay? They're very, they're very beloved, this King of Swords, okay? Just understand, they always do the right thing, and they see everything. So the fact that we have that there, it does not matter who and what tries to trap you, because the King of Swords will not allow that, okay? Because they see everything, and if they see you're in some type of situation, they will find a way to get you out of it, okay? Because the Chariot is here, brother. Movement is here. You are moving this along, okay? Everything is moving along, all right? You're still on your journey. You're still on your twin flame journey. But this is now you're at a point where it's like, okay, now you know your worth, all right? You're at a point, you know your worth. You know what you bring to the table. You know who you are. And now it's time to, show everyone who you are, okay? And by showing everyone who you are, it's just being the best version of yourself. You don't have to tell nobody nothing. You just do what you got to do, and that's the end of it, all right? And people will see it. It may take a little longer than expected. It could take, it could take much longer. But at the end of the day, it's like, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, it's either do the right thing all the time or slip back into, the dark side. And once you slip back in the dark side, it's very, very difficult to regain the light, okay? Once you're very in the dark, it's very hard to find the light switch. Remember that. Remember that, okay? But when you do find the light, that's when you're able to see everything around you, what's going on. When you're on the dark, you're not really seeing the big picture. So you must understand that, brother, and that's why movement is here, because we understand very, very, very clearly about the light and the dark side. And that's why we balance it. But don't ever forget, we are able to utilize our dark side if you challenge us to a situation to where, we have no choice. So we are equipped to, we're equipped to fight back if we feel necessary, okay? Because we are Five of Pentacles. You are recovering from financial loss. So whatever came about this, whatever happened that, caused you any type of, money problems. I mean, sure, you may have lost a job, even, whatever it could be, your freedom, you might have, not been working because being blackballed. Like, there's a lot of different things that happen. But don't worry, because it's all coming back to you plus 10, all right? Tenfold. So, we have the 10 of Wands here, brother, because you're not going to, like I said, you're not carrying a burden here no more. There is going to be no, extra responsibility here for you. Okay, that is for whoever thought that they were going to do this to you is now going to get whatever they project onto you. I mean, this is what we tell them all the time. All right, you can project it onto us. It might hit us, but it's only going to last for a day or two. That's why we're able to recover so fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what you don't understand here, guys. I just wish you would just get this through your head that, like, you're not going to be able to beat us, especially when we have a King of Swords, brother. Come on. The King of Swords is like, that's like we have an eye in the sky watching our back. So, seeing everything you do. Okay, and that's why, Eight of Swords, I'm going to keep you in this, we're going to keep you in this self-imposed prison, okay? You're going to have to stay there. You're going to have to think about why you did this. Why did you want to come after this High Priestess Magician? What about this person made you feel that, you wanted to attack them, okay? What is it about you that made you feel that, what this person is doing is causing you to feel this way? You feel this is the right thing to do, okay? Because that's something that's inside of you that you have to take a look at. You got to look in the mirror, brother, okay? Trust me when I tell you, because Page of Pentacles, we are manifesting you to look in the mirror. We are manifesting you to take a look at yourself, okay? And a lot of people don't want to take a look at themselves, okay? They want to somehow get you in a relationship where they can control you so they can do whatever they want, and they could just be, boom, so you stay here, I'm going to go do whatever I want. Don't ask me no question. That's what they want you in. I'll give you this, but okay, that's fine, but that doesn't work for you. That doesn't work for us, brother. Okay, that's what we tell them. Somebody says that to us in a relationship. That don't work for me, brother. Okay, you must understand. Okay, and that's what we'll tell you, because we are not one that's going to sit back and allow bad behavior for financial gain. No, we don't look the other way. That is why people don't like you. So it's just whatever it is, that's the truth. But it's like, why are you gonna, I mean, I can see maybe sometimes not getting involved, but you're not going to something directly, see something that's bad, you're not going to just look the other way. You're going to help, you're going to do something. Not even say do something, you're just not going to be a part of it. That's at the least, okay? Because now Nine of Swords in reverse, people now are releasing whatever deep-seated fears now, perhaps after seeing how you respond to these people. Okay, these deep-seated fears of being controlled by, money or security or other things like that. So they have to be like, keep a mask on. People may now see that being their authentic self is the way to go, okay? That they could see that being with you makes them feel good, okay? And being around these other people, really, they could feel just how unaligned they are just by how they feel. Each day it's difficult getting up, just knowing that they got to see these people. Every time they see their faces, the sickness, it literally gets sick to their stomach. You have to understand this. Your divine counterpart right now gets sick to their stomach every time they wake up and look at whatever they chose over you next to them, or when they have to go see that other person at work. There is zero, they're lifeless. Your divine masculine is lifeless right now, okay, brother? Because you're a Nine of Pentacles. You are reaping the fruits of your labor, okay? You are, everything's coming in for you, all right? You're almost there. So just understand, like I tell you, all right? There might be some speed bumps or whatever it is, whatever the fuck they are in the road. I forget that saying is. Potholes, and I don't know. But whatever, there might be some little things, may cause you slow you down a little bit, but understand at the end of the day, you are always going to get back on your path, brother. You're always going to get back on that path, and it won't be long, okay? Let me tell you something. Just the other day, I was literally not going to do this anymore, all right? It took me one day to get that energy back, where I was like, Wait a second. What the fuck am I talking about, brother? Because I have my foundations built on a 10 of cups. What am I talking about? I can do anything I want. I'm not, dimming my light for anyone now, okay? Why? Because somebody might have hurt my feelings? Of course that's going to continue to happen. Get over it sometimes. That's what I tell myself, okay? Because at the end of the day, remember, you could be two ways. You could say, oh, nobody gives a shit, or nobody gives a shit, you know what I mean? Because you still should be happy, you know what I mean? Who gives a fuck? Because you don't give a shit either, okay? So it's all about how you carry yourself, okay? And that is what will, be able to bring this 10 of cups. And you will be able to build whatever you want on it, because it's nothing will ever fall. Once your foundation is rock solid, it's that simple, bro. It's not rocket science. When you have a rock solid foundation, usually things flow on that, okay? Because Page of Wands, because, brother, you have the limitless potential coming in here, all right? You're showing it every single day, day in and day out. Good days, bad days, you still get through them, okay? Nothing is going to slow you down, because you will continue to just get up and just get up, to the chagrin of these demons, okay? They don't understand it. How did they do it? How did they keep getting back up? I don't get it, they said. We don't understand. What are they? Are they dead? Like they think that you're the Walking Dead or something. But realistically, it's like, no. We are the walking alive, okay? Because you just cannot stop what is not meant to be stopped. You cannot stop one who is unstoppable, brother. You must understand that is why the Ace of Pentacles is here. You cannot stop the Ace of Pentacles from coming towards this magician, okay? It's just not going to happen, because people will want to bring it to him. This person's a 9 of Pentacles. Like I stated, okay? They're a 9 of Pentacles. They are almost there. They're reaping the fruits. Ace of Pentacles makes that a 10 of Pentacles. We put that on the 10 of Cups. That is an unbreakable situation. Nobody will ever leave a situation like that, because why would they? And that's what we are going to bring to the table. And that is why these other Emperor reverses and these Queen of Wands reverses are so concerned, because they know that whatever they do, it is not the way they get there, is not the way anymore, okay? And they're terrified because they see that their way is now going down that highway, brother, okay? Because now it's my way or the highway, okay? And the highway is that way for you, okay? Emperor reverse, Queen of Wands in reverse, okay? Because, or perhaps Queen of Cups in reverse. Why don't we do that? All right, so, yeah, Queen of Cups in reverse. So whatever, manipulation, whatever nonsense, whatever crying, whatever you're trying to say that this magician, high priestess is, doing towards you, you're being seen as the biggest dope in the world. This person, I believe, was thrown out of their, thrown out of a party, okay? They embarrassed whoever. Your DM now is like completely over this person. This is causing chaos before, the King of Swords in reverse, because now that person is, brought full into this. Not to mention they have you on the outskirts, like looking in, just saying, see, I told you so. And it just, it's a recipe for a perfect storm, okay? So just notice Queen of Cups in reverse is on their way down the tubes, brother, okay? And your DM is an extremely regret 5 of Cups for even aligning with this person, for even listening to anything this person had to say, or listening to the person that recommended them to be with this person. Any situation that comes of this with this person is a regret, okay? Nothing, and that's for everybody. That's not even just for your counterpart. That's for anybody who got involved with this Queen of Cups in reverse, because this person was trying to replace you. Okay, so they did everything to do around people around you. They told them anything they wanted, okay, that they would get them fame, fortune, this, that, None of it's happening, okay? And these people now, 5 of Cups regret, because they see you are strong as ever, and they see that this Queen of Cups is nothing. This Queen of Cups in reverse is just that, a Queen of Cups in reverse. And now they realize that they got duped, okay? Because you weren't supposed to survive. If you did not survive this, perhaps this Queen of Cups in reverse was going to beat these people anyway. All right, this is a devil, okay? Devils do stuff like that. They beat you, okay? They beat you and they trick you. They promise you things and then they never deliver, okay? And this is exactly what this Queen of Cups in reverse is, and that is why people are seeing that very clearly with them, okay? And they're isolated now. They just got kicked out of a party, okay? Because you have the strength, okay? Your strength is what made this person become the Queen of Cups in reverse now, okay? Because perhaps maybe when you were not as strong, maybe when this magician high priestess wasn't so strong, this person could have cloaked in your energy and presented themselves as a regular Queen of Cups, okay? When things are easy and things are going good and, everybody's happy and you're all down and out, you don't have to worry about you. Yeah, it's very easy to be a Queen of Cups, okay? But once things get a little difficult and then you realize that the person that you're, impersonating, that you're stealing their energy is coming back and you see how strong they are, that'll oftentimes turn the person who's into a Queen of Cups in reverse. And that's how you know who is who, okay? That is how you know who is who. Okay, that is how you know who the Queen of Wands is, brother. And that is you, okay? Come on. We already know now who the Queen of Wands is. All right? There ain't no debate. It's you, okay? Not this Queen of Cups in reverse, that's for sure. This person's a joke, okay? That person has done you so many favors. Like I said, 3 fruit baskets, Virgo, over the Queen of Cups in reverse. 3 fruit baskets, please and thank you. Now get out. All right, so just know we have 3 fruit baskets coming here for you, Queen of Cups. That's how much you did for this Queen of Wands. That is how much you helped us to be seen that you are. We owe it all to you, pretty much. But you're not going to get anything. But we owe it all to you, though, because you are the reason the Ace of Pentacles is here, brother. You are the reason, okay? You made us become the one who brings the fun. You made us become the sun because we had no other choice. If you just stayed the fuck out of the way, none of this would happen. But thank you. That's why we're like, this is why everything happens for a reason, okay? That's what you understand. This is why people who fuck over Earth Angel people like us, this is what they pay, and you get to reap the words in the best of ways, okay? Because now you're going to be publicly recognized, 6 of Wands, okay? Just understand, you being publicly recognized is exactly the worst thing this Queen of Cups in reverse could imagine, okay? Because they wanted you down and out on the street just so they could say, see, we told you this is, and the same thing with the King of Wands in reverse, or the King of Wands in reverse, or King of Swords in reverse, Emperor in reverse. Same thing with them. They do not want to see this happen in the worst. This is why they're going to great lengths to, keep this Queen of Wands down. But the fact is that to no avail because they're much too strong, okay? This Queen of Wands is much too strong. Shit. And not to mention they're a magician that can get themselves out of any type of situation. And not to mention they have a King of Swords watching their back, seeing everything this Queen of Cups in reverse has been doing and ready to, if saying they've seen enough. All right. Now this person just got kicked out. Now they're finding their way. They're kind of, this person getting all messed up and being indulgent has helped you because now people don't want to be around that, okay? Because people see you as the fool. They know you are the one, brother. They know this is the universal energy. They know this is what you run on. This is what you fill your tank with, okay? And now people are starting to see, whoa, maybe that is the way to go, okay? Because people don't want you to be in this energy. They want you to be in the scared energy to where you have to be a certain way, okay? Not be your authentic self. Basically walk around with a mask. They do not want you to be your authentic self. The fool is your authentic self, not caring. Okay, that is what that isn't. They do not want you to be like that, and that is why that is the universal energy, brother. And the universe does not take kindly to people who, attack others, especially others in their authentic purpose. Okay, and that is why there's so much karma for this Queen of Cups in reverse. That is why you're being publicly recognized. Okay, brother, and that is why the end is near for these people. All right, and that is why this Emperor in reverse, whoever supported this Queen of Cups in reverse. Whoever was able to think that this person was going to, be the saving grace here or help them or do whatever it is, well, that person's seeing that that's totally not the case, all right? They're seeing right now that, you have a 2 of Cups here, okay? So just know, at the end of the day, you are getting this 2 of Cups, all right? No one way or another, brother, because this Emperor, one way or another, brother, because this Queen of Cups in reverse and this Emperor in reverse have no shot because you're too strong, brother, especially with this King of Swords. Page of Wands, limitless potential, while 5 of Pentacles reverse, recovering from financial loss. This all leads to you getting your 2 of Cups and living happily ever after, and that's going to happen sooner than later, okay? You must understand. So just go with it. Just go with whatever it is. Remember the journey. You focus on the journey, not the destination. You got to learn. It's all about learning. Look, I got this jerk off. He wants to fucking mow the lawn now, right next to me when I'm doing my thing. As the fuck, see this, but that's how you know. Like, it's just like, this is how they want to shut you up. Well, we'll shut him up. Let's go put the lawnmower on, okay? Because let me tell you something, Neptune is, actually Neptune just retrograde back to Pisces. Same thing with Saturn, I believe. Was it Saturn too? Yeah, so Saturn retrograde. So just know that when this returns, once that retrograde returns back to Aries, that is when this cycle is complete fully, because there is no going back now, okay? This Taurus is well aware of that, okay? Believe me when I tell you, they're very well aware of that. That's also another situation with Uranus and Gemini. That also is going to end up going back retrograde to Taurus. And when that does happen, it will, it will take a little bit, but once it goes back to Gemini, then this Taurus will once and for all know who is who, okay? This is be the blockage will be gone by that time. All right, all the blockages will be gone, okay? Probably around 2026 is what it is. You know what I mean? I know you probably want to hear things happen overnight, but it's not going to. Look for things to really. It's a new set, okay? 2000. That's a 0 year. Okay, so just understand, or 1 year, I mean, I'm sorry, but just know it's back to the beginning, okay? So just know, Uranus and Gemini, that will be 2026, and that is when everything that cycle will be complete. We will be fully into the age of Aquarius, and you will be 100% with your divine counterpart. That I can assure you, okay? So think about it. Another year, so what, all right? Just understand that just Mars, just keep being assertive, keep doing what you're doing. Aries is here. Just understand that it's all about, sometimes you got to be fiery, but know when to, know when to fight, you're saying, know when to pick your battles. Just understand that you don't have to fight everybody. All right? There's certain people that are not even worth the time. So just always, walk away if it's not necessary. Okay, because you are full of air, brother. You got 7 planets of air in your chart, okay? You must understand with a 4-planet stellium in Libra. Okay, so that is pretty impressive. You got Mercury and Gemini and you got Mercury and Venus in Gemini, and your rising sign is Aquarius, okay? So just know, you know all about air, okay? And you're not going to listen to nobody who's full of hot air, because you'll be able to see right through that bastard, okay? Because now Neptune retrograde back to Pisces is what is going to, bring out the stuff, and then the whole cycle closes once Neptune goes direct into Aries, okay? So just understand that is going to be happening very, very soon, and once this all happens, you will be completely in control of your destiny, okay? Because Venus Williams told you this, okay? I told you a long time ago. Venus Williams says you're the best. They say you're the best in the business, and you deserve everything you get, okay? And the same thing with this Taurus. They also said that. They said you're the best, okay? You're the best around. They said they've never seen anything like you, okay? Them and Venus Williams think you're the greatest. Believe me when I tell you, because that's what they said, and I believe them, okay? So just understand this Virgo is going to hell to never be seen or heard from again. That's no problem. Same thing with this Pisces. They are also going to hell to never be seen or heard from again. And we'll do one more and see what happens, brother. And okay, the illusions are shattered. You are the one who brings the fun, because you are the sun, okay? And the moon told you that, all right? Because Saturn now going into Pisces retrograde, okay, is going to bring out whatever was done in that time. It's going to come to light, and then it's all going to go back into, Aries, and that's when it's all done, all right? Just understand, Saturn retrograde right now is going to show you exactly what's really going on, okay? Trust me, what's done in the dark will always be brought to light. This fucking guy out here with this fucking thing. Right out the door, this jerk off. Look at this jerk off, right there looking at us. Fuck you out of here. I should go out there and give him an open hand. Give him a smack in the mouth today, the mood I'm in right now. Okay, but I have to find the lesson first before I go smacking people in the mouth, okay? So the lesson is, something has happened, and it stopped you in your tracks. In reality, it was simply teaching you where you needed to grow. There is no such thing as failure, so pick yourself up, learn from it, and keep going. That's what I've been telling you, okay? You just gotta pick yourself up. No, there's no need, nothing, there's no end. The end of the world ain't here until it's the end of the world, brother. You're always gonna survive. You survived 100% of the days, okay? So you're gonna survive this one too. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing, but you must learn the lesson, unless you don't wanna, learn that karmic cycle again, because you must always learn the lesson, or you have to repeat it, okay? And it's all by becoming your authentic self. I did mention authenticity. So by be your divine self at all times. You weren't designed to fit in, okay? You were not designed to fit in, especially being an 8th house person, four planets stellium in the 8th house. So it's time for you to break away from expectations and fully express yourself in your own unique way, and you'll be a magnet for success. What the fuck are we doing right now, okay? So that's what you're going to be doing too. So just know everything is going to be all right, because you are the one who brings the fun, because you are the sun. So have a good day. I'm back, okay? I took a 1-day hiatus, 1 day, okay? So if you got nervous and you thought I was going, don't worry. He's back.